ब्रह्मचर्यव्रती दंडी सर्ववेदांत पंडित श्रीमद्विवेकयोगी मां प्रचोदयतु सर्वदा. Speaking about Karma Yoga, we got some idea of a triangle, that is the doer, I the doer. Then my intentions should be kept, and the third side as the result, reward which I will get. So these three sides of the triangle had to be purified. Now Swamiji also in his lectures on Bhakti Yoga mentions about a love triangle, a triangle of bhakti. Very interestingly, he gives these three sides of the bhakti as the triangle of love. The first side, he says, is the lack of bargaining. Last class we saw, we conceive of God as a supplier of our needs. So I will give you that, I will pay you this, what will you give me? But here Swamiji says, when the love becomes purified into bhakti, then there is a lack of bargaining. There is no more any bargaining there. The first angle of our triangle of love is that love knows no bargaining. Whatever there is any seeking for something in return, there can never be real love. It becomes a mere matter of shopkeeping. As long as there is in us any idea of deriving this or that as a favor from God, in return of our respect and allegiance and surrender to Him, so long there can be no true loving growing in our hearts. It will always be calculating. Yes, last year I gave so much, and what did I get? I visited so many temples, I made so many offerings, and still then you see, my daughter has not got a proper groom, my son has not got his IAS. We will go on calculating. It is a great tragedy in our lives. This calculating, the give and take, that has spoiled the human life like anything, whether it is in work or in love. That's what Swamiji once says. We have become beggars even in love, he says in one place. So, that is only a very, very low category. Those who offer something to God, love God and seeking something in return, that will not lead us anywhere as far as the purification of our heart is concerned. The Kama, Krodha, Lobha, they will always remain there. Those strings of our musical instrument of our mind cannot be tuned up like that. So, this triangle of love should be characterized by lack of bargaining. In this context, Swamiji says a small story. A king went to the forest and there he met a sannyasi. So he offered something to sannyasi. Sannyasi said, I don't want any of these things. Whatever is available here, that is enough for me. No, Swami, please come with me to my palace. I want to make some offerings. After great persuasion, this sannyasi decided, okay, I will come with you. You go ahead, I will be behind you. So, when he went behind, entered the palace, he saw the king sitting down in front of God and praying. He was begging God for this, that and everything. For his comfort, for his luxuries, for his kingdom, for his wealth, everything. And then the king got up and made the offering to the sannyasi. The sannyasi said, no sir, I can't take anything from another beggar. You are a super beggar. You are begging to God to give you wealth and this and that. You are in no way superior than a beggar. A beggar may ask for some food or shelter or something, but you are asking for greater things, that is all. The begging aspect of it is there in you. Sorry, I cannot take anything from you. The sage turned round to him and said, I do not beg of beggars. You are yourself nothing but a beggar, and how can you give me anything? I am no fool to think of taking anything from a beggar like you. Saying that, he walked out. So, these are some of the things we should keep in our mind as we start thinking of God, singing His praises, going to the temple, making our offerings, making our surrender. Are we really asking for something in return, hoping for something in return, or it is purely an act of surrender and love? So that becomes the first part of the triangle. Not yet. Then there is a second side of the triangle. As we become more and more involved with God, as we become more and more confident of His blessings coming on to us, we develop a quality. And that quality, Swamiji says, the triangle of love, second part is fearlessness. We are not afraid of anything or anybody anymore. Just Prahlada is our classic example. How love of God implanted in him a fearlessness. Wonderful is the story. See, that is why we say we have to look up to these stories, tell the children these stories, etc. They have their own morals. He was so full of divine love, and he started seeing everywhere the divine manifestations. He was not afraid of anything. Hiranya put him in a room full of snakes. Not a single snake could come near him. He pushed him from the pinnacle of a rock for death. Nothing happened. God Himself came and put His hand under the child, put him in the fire, put him in the depths of the sea. Nothing. He was not at all afraid because he knew that God is with him. So that sort of a fearlessness, that is the second part of the triangle. Swamiji says like this: the second angle of the triangle of love is that love knows no fear. Those that love God through fear are the lowest of human beings, quite undeveloped as men. They worship God from fear of punishment. He is a great being to them, with a whip in one hand and a scepter in the other. If they do not obey Him, they are afraid they will be whipped. So fear of punishment, probably in the olden days, it is the fear of punishment. Yes, you will be sent to the judgment day. God will be sitting in judgment for such and such sins which you have committed, such punishments you will get. So there was a fear. This sort of a relation, we are degrading God. God has only kindness. He never punishes us. What punishes us, or the punishment we receive, are the results of our actions, our thoughts. God has nothing specially to punish us and all that. So this sort of an awareness, if I get a punishment, it is due to my own wrong approach to God, my own wrong doings, my own wrong feelings. So He has no complaint towards God. It is a degradation to worship God through fear of punishment. This, Swamiji uses one example in this connection. A mother and child, suppose they were going along the road or somewhere, forest or something, a lion comes or an elephant comes, the mother will push the child behind and show herself in front. How she gets this courage? This courage comes out of her pure love for the child. It instills in her a fearlessness. I will take the punishment, not my child. So, bhakti, you can imagine, if such a motherly love can instill so much of fearlessness, then we can say the godly love will make us so very courageous. And the less you think of yourself as an insignificant person, the less fear there will be for you. So long as there is the least spark of fear in you, there can be no true love there. Love and fear are incompatible. God is never to be feared by those who love Him. So, the second part of this triangle is fearlessness.